Welcome back to another video, everybody. It is your boy Matt Turner, and today I have some good content for you guys. I'm hoping that it is going to be super duper helpful regardless of where you are, who you go to, and everything like that. I hope it kind of brings a lot of light to this mysterious world. I know it did for me because I just did all the research so you guys don't have to, and honestly everything is so clear in my head now. Now, as you guys can tell from the title of this video, I will be going over hairstyles. Specifically, this is going to be probably a two-part series, a three-part series. We'll see. I don't know how long this first video is going to take, so we're gonna just judge based off of that. But when I first got my hair cut by my barber, I had absolutely no idea what I wanted, what to say to them, how to communicate to them. I normally would just take a picture and be like, I want this, and they'd be like, gotcha. But now, after even doing this research, I know I can tomorrow, because I know I'm a little scruffy. I've been scruffy for a few days now. Tomorrow I can go to my barber and say, hey, I want to try this, and I know exactly what it is probably going to come looking out like. So hopefully this will be very helpful in giving you guys some ideas. Now, right off the back, give this video a thumbs up because I just did all of this research for you guys so you don't have to, and it's going to be a super easy, quick guide. I don't know shit about hair, so you know that this is going to be communicated in the most common language possible. I will link some videos down below where I know some guys who are very good at what they do. I love watching their series and that such, and you can go and watch more information on haircut styles and things like tapers, fades, and everything like that, like I'm about to go into in this video, and just kind of get that extra information. But this is going to be a very basic guide. So before we jump too far into any of this, there are two terms that you guys should probably know that will come up very, very frequently throughout this entire video, and that is the holy grails, tapers and fades. Now, a lot of people get these two mixed up. It is very easy to get these two mixed up. Basically, to put it very simple, tapers are where your hair is going to go gradually from one length to another, where a fade is actually a kind of taper. However, it is very, very short. It is basically going to take your hair as short as possible and as short as down to being just bald. This series is going to go over mainly fades because that is what I know. I'm doing this specifically for my black trans men and other people of color. So hopefully this is very helpful because, gosh, fades are so big in our community, and I know I struggled understanding them. So fades come in a variety of different categories, I will say, but the main ones are your high, mid, and low, and they sound exactly the way they are, and I will go more into depth on those. High fades, exactly the way it sounds. So your fade is going to go all the way up to as far to the top of the crown of your head, and it is going to basically generally leave all of the rest of your sides and back short, with leaving only the longest part on top. Up next, we have mid fades. Mid fades are exactly the way they sound, just like high fades. They are in between high and low fades. They will generally start somewhere around the midline of your temple. Well, this is your temple, but right here, it's going to start somewhere along the mid, and it's going to go all the way back around. Usually that's the most popular kind of level, just because low fades are kind of like really short, but we'll get into that in a second. Low fades, the lowest of the three of them, is going to be, it's going to take up the least amount of space in terms of fading on your head. It is going to really just be as short, as low really as you wanted. It's like you're gonna have the most amount of length hair left with a low fade. quick honorable mentions of fades. There are two that I know specifically of, and that is the burst fade, and that is basically where when they fade it, it's going to be a semicircle around your temple. It's going to go around your ear, and it's usually going to be used with hairstyles that are like mohawks, quiffs, comb overs, anything like that where you want it long all the way to the very back. The other one, temple fades, is exactly like with all things, exactly the way it sounds. Temple fades are going to only be in the temple area. It is not going to take up nearly as much space as any of the high, low, or mid fades. It is just going to just be that small little portion. They can be really cool. I don't necessarily get a lot of low fade, temple fades, just because that's not my style. But it is definitely something that you can do, so you can test out how you like fades. Actually, is a good way to go about it. If you don't know what type of style fade you want, ask for a temple fade first, and then have them go through and just even the rest of your hair out, and then you can be like, okay, I kind of want to go like a mid fade. I like that look, and then you can go from there. So the last thing that your barber will ask you while you are sitting in their chair, assuming you went to a barber, maybe you went to a salon, I don't know, is they're going to ask you whether you want the back of your neck shaped up V-style or square. And V-style, as you can probably guess, is going to be in a V shape, and square style is going to be very angular and in the shape of a square. I normally get square style just because I don't like actually the V shape. I've had it before back when I normally kind of like wore braids and everything like that, but it's not really my style too much anymore. Square is the way to go for me personally. So for instance, if I were going to go to my barber, one thing that I was actually kind of thinking about right now is that I want a mid fade, so it's going to start around the middle of my hair. And I might actually want to have what is known as a drop fade, something I didn't mention, but a drop fade is basically where it's going to start wherever midline level that you want, so mid, low, or high, and it's going to, as it gradually gets further back, it's going to actually drop, and so you'll have more and more hair around the back than you will on the sides. So I could ask for a mid drop fade with a hard part, which is basically where they're gonna do that really hard crisp line. I'm kind of thinking about doing that. We'll see. I don't know exactly. But that is basically a quick guide on how to do haircuts, what they look like, different fades. Maybe I'll go over tapers next. Pretty sure tapers are just as simple. Don't leave it to me. I'm not a barber. I'm not anything with hair. But hopefully this guide helps you. I just wanted to make something very quickly, go over some quick explanations so that if you didn't already know how fades and tapers work, now you do. I didn't know. It wasn't something that I had growing up. I never had to have a fade or a taper. And as I started transitioning, it was something I just kind of had to figure out on my own. And a guide like this would have been very, very helpful. So I hope it did help some of you. As usual, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with people. Hopefully they gain something from it as well. Let me know down in the comment section what kind of hairstyle you guys would like me to go over next, or a kind of guide. I kind of want to get more into kind of like the clothing stuff. I'm very athletic, so in terms of like dress and everything, I kind of dress the same all the time, but maybe there's something that I can go over for measurements and such, not help make it super easy to understand for you guys, and possibly also educate myself on. Please subscribe, hit the bell notification button so you can stay up to date on when I post videos. And as usual, you guys, it is your boy, Matt Turner. I hope you guys have a great morning, evening, day, or night, wherever you are. And I will most certainly see you guys next time.